What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for tuning in. It's me, Mikey Pipes. I love me Fridays. I really do love me Fridays. Friday, January 12th, 2024. Heading to my next service call of the day. We have an existing client. He's got no heat and no hot water. All I know, he's got a couple of, I think they're tankless water heaters piped in with a brazed plate heat exchanger. He's got no heat or hot water. I know one has been, I don't know. The guy lives in one of these Taj Mahal McMansions, that are worth, $3, $4, $5 million, and you know how it is. Nonetheless, we all serve one purpose, and that one purpose is to satisfy our customers. We're gonna go over there, see what's going on, diagnose, get them up and running. That's the goal. All right, I don't go collect a service call or a trip charge. I go to get things done. Let's go.
That's fast.
Good morning.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. You get what you pay for.
Good, great. I can tell you what
Yes.
happened here.
Please.
Okay. 2 years ago, this unit stopped firing.
Okay.
Only this unit was on.
Okay.
This unit was. Oh, by the way, Mike
Isolated. Yes.
did this, and he took. Okay, this system has never run in this manner.
Okay. Yeah. Obviously.
It's always run.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So this unit wasn't running. Okay. So Mike G came and he was on the phone with Bosch and they figured out that it was the flow controller
Yes.
that wasn't working.
Correct.
Okay. So supposedly it got ordered. Months and months went by. I called the office. What's going on? All I know is a couple of days later, Daniel was here with the part.
Yes.
The part had been overnighted. So,
Okay.
so when I saw that, I said, oh, maybe this thing wasn't even ordered when it should have been. And then he was here, and it was in the original box that whoever you bought it from. And I'm just mentioning this because you know me. I don't hold back. So the kid had it, and I took the packing slip out of the box while he was working, and I go, and it says engine with flow controller, and it's $160 online. You charge me $750 for it, Mike.
Okay.
I don't deny any guy's ability to make a buck.
Understood.
That's a little excessive. Okay, I just had to get that off my chest. All right, so he put that in.
Okay. How about we skip all of this stuff because time is money.
Okay, well, I just want you to know.
Yeah. No. This one's not working.
So he put
I don't need a whole story. I know the history of the house.
It's
Right.
going to be over real quick.
Unit's
Just-
170.
You just got it. All right. I just want to say that, but just give me 30 more seconds,
Okay.
and I'll be finished. Okay. So he put that unit in. It was working last winter. This was on. Then this one would no longer fire.
Okay.
Okay. So, but it was on. So on. Okay. So then, when Mike was here doing the work in the trap, okay, he came and was taking a look at this, and he turned this unit off to see if he could get these two. When he tried to turn it on, it wouldn't work. Come back on.
Yep.
So he swapped.
Yep.
The panels. This is this old panel. This was from here.
Yep.
Now this is disabled. He cut it off. This is about for 6 weeks. It's been set up like this. It's been running. This morning it stopped running.
Okay.
That's it.
So you have no heat and hot water.
Correct.
Okay.
So what do we do?
Diagnose.
Okay.
All right. There's our circulator. There's neutral, there's power, 72 volts. Well, that doesn't help. Alright, so we have two Argo boxes here. These are basically switching relays. It gets low voltage, turns on a high voltage circuit. That's simple. Transformer gives that low voltage circuit power. And these little cubes, these little boxes, are relays. So when this is closed, it closes this, giving this power. So that's off. We have no power there. We need to find out which one of these cubes is the problem. So there that is. 86 volts. Let's pop out this one. Still got power there. Anything up there? No. Not that one. Oh, look what happened there. 102. Looks like we might have a bad circuit board here. Oh. Okay. Looks like that little doodad right there. Now we have 109, 111 volts. We'll have to hook that back up and see. But we definitely have a bad relay here. That is not going to be easy to replace because they're running line voltage wiring through it to the upper relay. Gotta love it. I guess we could thank these guys for doing that. All right, let's turn off power and let's check this again and see if this circulator now runs. All right, I used the Wago 221. This is a 5-conductor glorified wire nut. So I have my L1 and power, my neutral, and the 2 test leads from my digital multimeter. And we're not going to read anything like that because it's taking the power. Or is it? You know you got a bad board when you push on it and we get 121 volts. We got a bad relay. Not a bad Bosch. Hashtag love Bosch.
You thought $700 for a $150 part was expensive.
Oh well, I was looking online. You can still buy these.
Yeah. Because I think you're a businessman as well, right? Right. I remember years ago, I think I was maybe 17 or 16 years old.
Yeah.
My uncle had gifted me a 1981 Oldsmobile Tornado.
Ooh, nice engine.
Yeah.
442 in
Yeah,
there?
yeah. V8, powerful beast. No, it wasn't a V8. It was a straight 8.
Really?
Straight 8.
Oh,
Oldsmobile
they didn't make a lot of those. Yeah.
And the problem with that vehicle was that I couldn't afford the gas. Because it sucked around 5 gallons a mile.
Yeah.
5 gallons a mile, literally.
Yeah. Probably.
Right, but I remember one of the first repairs I didn't need was an alternator. Right, and a buddy of mine used to drive for an auto parts store called Cap Auto Parts on Belmore Avenue in Belmore.
Okay.
And he goes, listen, bring it to this mechanic. He's very good. A lot of people bring their cars there. And I brought the car. They told me they needed a new alternator, and it was alternator with labor was $1,000. Right?
What year is this?
1981. But this is in 1990.
Oh, okay. That's
5 or 93. No, maybe 1993, 1994.
still a lot.
Still a while ago, right?
Not a lot.
And I paid this $1,000 for that, and then I told my friend about did a great job. Car's working fine now. No longer dead in the morning, or when I try to turn it back on, I have to go into like the deli or whatever. And he goes, damn, what do you replace? Like everything, the engine? He goes, no, the alternator. He goes, you ever see how alternators are? I was like, let me guess, $500? It's like, no, $40.
Yeah.
And I learned a very valuable lesson that day, right? You get what you pay for. That's what I'm saying. Here, your system, right, which is now running, right, and had power, now you have 121 volts.
So these are on a relay as well. These guys.
Every single pump you see here is controlled by a relay,
Okay.
right, which is that right there, up there. Okay?
Oh,
now,
but is this on the relay?
the boiler itself?
These two on the
No, the boiler's not on the relay.
Okay. Yeah, because there's a direct outlet
There's
for it.
power for it, yes. But I don't know if you noticed, this said 174 degrees when I got here.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It was on. It was running. It was at temperature. It wasn't doing anything with the heat because the circulator wasn't getting power.
But the little flame thing that shows that it's burning,
Yes.
and it wasn't making noise.
Yeah,
when it
because
burns.
it's at temperature. It wasn't doing anything with the water.
Oh, it was, so it was sitting inside there?
Yeah.
Because the pipes were cold.
The pipes were cold because the circulator wasn't moving water.
I see. So this was the problem.
Yeah.
So this has to be replaced?
No, not the circulator.
Or it's the relay?
The relay.
Did you replace the relay? Or not?
That's going to take with the way that's wired, it's going to take probably a couple hours.
For the relay? What do you mean?
The box, the relay. You think changing the little cubes that's not going to solve the problem. The problem is the control board itself, the relay.
The whole thing?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Okay. So,
That's what it is. So, the question became, do I have the part in the truck? What do you think? All right, I have everything disconnected from my slave and my master. The way I organized everything. First, I didn't disturb any of this, realistically, right? I do know that this one right here, right, was the same as one of these. No, we took lots of pictures and we should be good. All right, here is the end result before I put the cover on. My end switch, very close attention to this. This is an isolated end switch. All it is a dry contact. On the previous one, this end switch energized the two primary loop circulators. Whenever zone 1 to 4 was calling, or zones 1 or zones 2 on the two relays were calling. So now if any of these 6 zones are calling, I have a line voltage coming from the line 1 on the 110 volt input going to one side of my isolated end switch, and then I have the other side which will close and give those two circulators line. They always get neutral, so it doesn't really matter. So there's 121 volts to that primary loop circulator. Right now I have one zone calling, which is my indirect right there. Sorry, that circulator right there. That is, I don't know what that one is. Oh, that is my circulator for the domestic water side of the brazed plate heat exchanger. That circulator is my recirculating pump. So we have primary loop utilizing the two boilers on the heating side, space heating side of the brazed plate heat exchanger. The other side is our domestic water, so there's no transfer of water there. This is not an indirect, just a storage tank. Probably was an electric water heater. Yep, it's an electric water heater, 240 volts, 4,500 watts total, 120 gallon. All right, starting button everything back up together. This is that 5-conductor Wago 221. I replaced them with the 2-conductor 221s. We're gonna tuck our wires back in there, get the cover back on. So it looks nice and pretty, just like that. If you'd like to know where to get these, Amazon, there's a link in the description box down below. They're really great, and they're reusable, and they hold back serious amperage and voltage. They're pretty nifty. Friday. I like to get done a little early. I still got a lot of work to do. Just because I'm not in the field in a truck doesn't mean I'm not working. My wife doesn't seem to understand that. And then she wants me to do errands for her on a Friday afternoon. I got things to do, don't you know? If you haven't done so already, check out the Mikey Pipes Plumbing and Air by Tom YouTube channel. I'm heading to Florida on Sunday morning, and I'm running service calls on my other job on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. I'll be back in New York Tuesday night, back at Pipe Doctor on Wednesday, and then Thursday, the family and I, we're going on our annual trip to St. Thomas, so I'll be off for about 2 weeks. So catch you in the next one. Until next time, be well, God bless, stay safe, enjoy your weekend.